What's up, Nerd Nation? It's your boy Chris, back again. Y'all know what it is. It's Monday. It's 9 o'clock. This is Nerds at 9. Obviously, didn't do any of these over the weekend, so a decent amount of stuff has happened. I got a bunch of things I want to talk about, so I'm going to try to get through it fairly quickly. First, real quick, shout out. I'm in the screen wrong here. I'm messing it up worse now. Okay, shout out to Recreation, with the music right here. And I'm pointing at the mic, but right here behind where my mic is, to the right, you guys know what it is. This is the song titles. You can find them on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, any platform. So give them a listen, if you like the vibe from this show. That's where I get all my music from. So shout out to him. But yeah, like I said, decent amount of stuff to get to. So I'm just going to try to hit it as best I can. Might miss some stuff. It is what it is. Starting with All-Star Weekend. I'm sorry. Gotta turn the background music down a little bit. My bad. Ooh. Weekend. I'm a little off my game. But, okay. Steph Curry went crazy. That's the first takeaway from the All-Star game. Obviously, that happened last night, so that's what's freshest in my mind, at least, and probably everyone else's. 50 points. 16 for 27. Jeez. 16 for 27 from the three-point line. Obviously took home the MVP. That performance. He set records for most three-pointers in a quarter with 6. The previous record was actually 4, and he had one quarter with 5, and then one quarter with 6. So, yeah, just incredible shooting performance there, and obviously also a record 16 three-pointers in an All-Star game or any game for that matter at the NBA level. So, obviously, going in, I was thinking, either Giannis or I was kind of hoping DeMar DeRozan maybe just because he's having such a great year. But, hey, Steph Curry, we knew he was the greatest shooter of all time. It's not completely unexpected, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He put on a show. I think anyone that's a fan of basketball, obviously unless you just don't like Steph Curry or something, even the Cleveland fans that were there, they don't really like Steph Curry. He took championships away from them. And, it began, they were booing him. They weren't really feeling him. And then at the end, they were cheering for him. So, that was, it actually just got a message saying my music is actually not playing. Well, having some technical difficulties here, it looks like on the music. Sorry about that, I guess. I'm not going to try to fix it right now. We're just going to keep going with it. I'm going to take that off the screen. Sorry, Recreation. I had the vibes. I can hear it in my headphones at least, but I guess, it's not coming through. But that's all right. The show must go on. Obviously, I talked about Steph already. Giannis, just one take on him. He only knows how to play one speed. The All-Star game, it doesn't really fit what he does. Obviously, he can dunk good, so, he can do that. But, just his hustle and aggression, even going, half speed, he still was just on another level in hustle, just effort. Ended with 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. So, great game for Giannis in the All-Star game. Obviously, I just love the way he plays, and he just showed it again. He is one of the best players just because of that mentality and that attitude. But yeah, moving on. Last take from the All-Star, also on the winning team. Obviously, LeBron James, Team LeBron, because he was the captain. Most All-Star votes, just like every year. But 5-0 now in this format. Undefeated. LeBron, great at picking a team. He hit a very tough game winner, fading away from the mid-range. I'm sure we all saw it. Got to give him his props there. I will say, though, he was 2 for 11 on threes in the game, though. So, obviously he's not the greatest three-point shooter anyway. So, it is what it is. A lot of people are just jacking up, tough step back and fall away threes. So we're not going to hold that against him. I just wanted to bring it up just because. And with that, I did want to talk real quick about some other news that came out over the weekend. LeBron James said that one, his final season will be played with his son Bronny. So pretty much whatever team selects Bronny, he's going there. Probably a 1 year deal or something, but he's going to make sure that he's on that team. And it would be the first time in NBA history father and son played together. So that would be pretty cool. I thought that was interesting. And he also, even more interesting to me, he said the door is still open on a potential return to Cleveland. So, or he said something like the door is not closed on that yet, or something along those lines. Insinuating that there's still a chance that he returned back to Cleveland for his third stint there. Obviously, we know what Cleveland's been doing. The All-Star game was in Cleveland. Darius Garland, Jared Allen representing that game. I think Evan Mobley showed out well throughout the weekend in different, competition, the skills competition, the Rising Stars game. I thought Evan Mobley looked really good, showed a lot of people his skill set and that he's a very talented rookie. So, hey, we know what happened with the Lakers. It ain't looking good right now. They got Russell Westbrook on contract again next year. AD can't stay on the court. So, I mean, it is what it is. LeBron's going to do what he's going to do. Just more speculation there. The conversations are definitely going on now as to where he's going to be next season. So, thanks, LeBron. I know I'm saying it sarcastically, but it's just like I hate when guys do this. It's really frustrating. Like, especially someone like LeBron, every word he says is just going to be taken, and people are going to run with it. And now it seems like everything that I hear from sports shows today and stuff is just, is LeBron going to leave? And man, come on, man, he just got there. Like, it seems like, at least. So it is what it is. I'm gonna move on. I don't got time to be grumpy this evening. But yeah, moving back. I'm gonna work, like obviously you can see now, but I'm working back Sunday. Back to Saturday. So Saturday ended with the dunk contest. Dunk contest was terrible. Honestly, one of the worst dunk contests I've ever seen. Even at like any level, honestly, like I've seen high school dunk contests that had me a lot more excited than that one. There was some cool dunks. I'm not gonna just completely hate on the guys in the competition. I thought Obi Toppin had a couple dunks that were pretty impressive. The behind the back where he jumped over a guy. I don't think I've seen anyone do that before. And the other one where he tapped it off the backboard. I wish maybe he could have been up a little higher and he could have like slammed it down. But that's a tough dunk, man. I thought. I mean, he won off of that anyways. He was gonna win regardless. But yeah, I thought he could have got some more love for that dunk. But other than that, I'm really disappointed in Jalen Green, especially. I said that I was going to pick him to win, even though I thought it would come down to him and Obi Toppin. Obviously, Obi Toppin, he won, kind of by default. But like I said, he has some tough dunks. So I'm not hating on him at all. Juan Toscano Anderson, didn't expect much from him, but he actually made the finals. I wasn't, unimpressed with him. But Cole Anthony, some of those dunks, he had the hang time. I think he's too small. Some of those he needed to be up above the rim a little higher. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I wish we can get more star power in there. It would have helped if some of those guys made the dunks on their first attempt as well. That definitely would have helped. So we'll see. I think Reggie Miller was spot on. I think the 3-point contest should be moved to the the main event on Saturday night. I think the dunk contest should swap places. It can still go after the skills competition, which I'll get to in a second. I was impressed with, but yeah, I think the dunk contest, we've just seen so many dunks. It's how many dunks are even humanly possible? It's the creativity factor, like to even be able to think of a new dunk that no one's seen, like that's incredible. So hopefully we can get some more guys in there with a little bit more balance than these guys had, but hey, again, that was probably the low point of the weekend for sure. But 3-point contest, I actually missed this one. I had to step out for a short time there. But the 3-point contest I thought was pretty good as well. I went back and watched it. I can't believe Karl-Anthony Towns won. Obviously, if you watched my video from Friday, he had the worst odds. He was at plus 1,200. So, for the non-gamblers out there, that means that if you put down $100 for him to win, you would have won $1,200 for him winning it. So, yeah, I'm sure some people definitely had a nice little come up off of that. Afterwards, he doubled down on saying he's the best shooting big man in NBA history. And I can't remember if I talked about that on this channel or not. But, I don't agree with that. To me, it's Dirk Nowitzki. He was really like one of probably the first 7-footer that was just straight knockdown from three. He was a top 5 shooter in the league, and that includes the guards and the Ray Allens and the Kyle Korvers. I felt like Dirk Nowitzki was always right up there with him. Now the numbers, Cat has a good argument. He's shooting above, I think, 41% this year, like 41.2 or something, if I'm not mistaken. So he has the numbers. He won the 3-point contest. I'm not sure if Dirk ever did that, because like I was saying last week, it's kind of hard for a big man to win a competition. It's kind of a test of endurance as well. If you never have shot 30 3-pointers or 25 3-pointers, in a minute or a minute and a half or whatever the time is, I'm losing it here. But if you've ever shot a lot of 3-pointers in a short amount of time, you understand that it's also an endurance competition, and that usually favors the smaller man. But in this case, Karl-Anthony Towns was putting on a show, and he was hitting. It wasn't like everyone else choked around him. He was tough. So shout out to him. I don't agree, but kudos. Let's see what you do in the playoffs, young man. Other than that, the skills comp, like I said, I gotta go quick. The skills comp was really good. I like they had a new format with the 3 teams. I explained it a little bit on Friday, but Team Cavs ended up pulling it out, which was my prediction. I figured, the hometown guys would try just a little bit harder maybe for their town, in front of their home fans. I know the fans were into it. The fans loved them some Evan Mobley. They know the talent that this young man has. Darius Garland, Jared Allen, obviously 2 All-Stars in their first time being selected. So I loved the new format with different challenges, a shooting challenge, a passing challenge, and then an obstacle course challenge, added up team total points. Now, I didn't like the tiebreaker to get into that final round. So, I think they should do something about that, because it was very anticlimactic. It wasn't that exciting. So, the tiebreaker was just a sudden death shoot-off. Each team picked one player. So it was the Antetokounmpos versus the Cavs. And obviously we know the Antetokounmpos aren't the greatest shooters. And I think they picked the oldest brother, even though I would have loved to see Giannis do it since he's just by far the best player. But they picked the oldest brother. He bricked it. Obviously Darius Garland, a 3-pointer, like wide open, no defense. It was a layup. So they moved on, went on to win it over the Rooks. But great format. I will say this, I'll say it after the Rising Stars, because I was going to say I loved the new format. I've never really watched a Rising Stars challenge and was really that into it. I was like, they were playing hard. That's number one. Like, if you didn't watch, especially when it started getting to that target score, the first 2, the first round they played to 50, and then the championship game they played to 25. Those guys were going hard. They wanted to show, what they were made of. And I love the format. I love the tournament style, especially these young guys. They haven't proven it, some of them were in the All-Star game, like LaMelo Ball, but they haven't really proven it to the level of, we can take the night off, when all eyes are on us. So they go hard. Love the format. And my point I was going to say when I was talking about the skills competition, I just love how the NBA is they're proactive. If you look at the Pro Bowl, I would say the MLB All-Star Game is pretty cool, with the home run derby and everything. But just the way that the NBA implements new formats, if something's not working, if something's getting stale, they're on top of it. It's just the NBA to me, from an overall like management standpoint, is by far the best sports league that we have in America today. So shout out to them. Just great overall weekend. It always is for the NBA All-Star Weekend. One of my favorite weekends, honestly, just in sports. I do want to just give a quick shout out to Team Barry in that Rising Stars game. Cade Cunningham, the rookie #1 overall pick for the Detroit Pistons, took home the MVP. He was pretty good. He looked really good, hit some big shots, had some nice passes. And then also I wanted to mention this guy because I had never heard of him, but Dyson Daniels, guy to keep an eye out for sure. Like, he's from G League Ignite. I talked about it, but there's 4 G League Ignite players, one on each team. And he was on the championship team. And this guy, Dyson Daniels, like, the championship team, they had Anthony Edwards was one of their 7 players, and he didn't play at all. So they really only had 6 guys. And this guy, Dyson Daniels, he was in there a lot. He looked pretty good. Just from the eye test, he could shoot. He looked like he was doing, the little things. He was playing some defense. He had some good shot contests at the rim. So you heard it here. I'm sure somebody else probably talking about this guy, but you heard it from me. This is I haven't heard too many people talking about him. So you heard it here first. Dyson Daniels. I'm going to be following his career. I think he's going to be a solid pick in this draft. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I'm going to try to be quick. We're taking a little bit longer than I wanted. Obviously, we had the technical difficulty with the music and all that, so that was frustrating. I am going to just quickly hit the news that I missed from around the league. CP3 out 6 to 8 weeks with the thumb fracture. Now, he could potentially be back, right before the playoffs. So I think the Suns will be fine for the regular season, but if CP3 is not 100%, that just takes all the air out of their championship hopes. And for CP3, it's just sad. So many injuries just have, I wouldn't say derailed his career because he's still a Hall of Famer, still one of the all-time great point guards, but just so many lost opportunities due to injury. Other than that, the Nets are signing Goran Dragic, which I think this is a low-key signing. Obviously, if you've been following with me, you know that I said last week that the Nets were going to win the NBA championship after they traded for Ben Simmons. I still believe that. I like the pickup of Goran Dragic. Another guy, he can shoot the ball. He can pass a little bit. He can facilitate, take some of that responsibility away. And just another guy that will fit into positionless basketball. I think he plays the game the right way. Big part of the reason the Heat were in the championship in the bubble, just how well he played. Obviously got hurt, didn't really get to play in the finals. But yeah, the only reason I'm saying so much about him is because it's really going under the radar. It's like, it's just Goran Dragic, but I think that's a good signing for sure. Other than that, outside the NBA, Michigan head coach Juwan Howard got suspended for 5 games today, which is the rest of the regular season for Michigan. For slapping a Wisconsin coach after their loss this weekend. If you haven't seen it, I don't like to laugh, at violence, but I mean, come on, man. Like, it was pretty funny. Like, Juwan Howard's hand is like huge. Like he slapped the guy. Like, his hand was like all over this guy's head. So if you haven't seen it, I would go look it up. And honestly, I mean, I'm talking about how funny it is, but that's unacceptable from Juwan Howard. I don't care, what somebody says to you. Obviously, there's certain things that can be said that can really make a person flip out. So I'm not gonna go too hard on him, but he's a leader as a head coach, and he's got to do better. And I think he will. I've seen people say he deserves to be fired. Wouldn't go that far, so I think he'll do better. I'm hoping for him. NFL and XFL agreed to a partnership. I'm not sure all the details, but what's coming out is that the XFL will be able to test out new rules, new equipment, and develop officials for the NFL. Not really going to be like a player sharing thing like the G League situation or a minor league situation, but just a place where they can actually, test things out before they implement them in the NFL, which I think is good for both leagues. I think it'll help the NFL, you know, transition with rule changes, with officials. And I think that it will give the XFL a reason to exist, and they'll continue to do well. So big news for the XFL. And they're scheduled to resume play in February of 2023. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. I think DC has a team, so that's the team I'm going with. Let's go DC. Last but not least, the MLB and the Players Union are still, quote, far apart. And that's according to ESPN report. They reported that earlier today. So the owners put out a new proposal. Players said hell no. So we are where we thought we were. They already pushed back spring training. We're in a bad situation. I might make a whole video just talking about, how bad of a situation that the MLB and the Players Union is actually in. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments. But I'm not going to say I'm the biggest baseball fan in the world, but as somebody who enjoys a good baseball game every now and then, I'm really, really worried that the season is not going to start on time. And at this point, if we'll even have a season at all. I know if I was the Players, based on the history of the league and everything that's happened, I think, no, we're not, going to give in. At this point, it seems like the owners always walk over the players, and the players know that. They want to play. They want to get paid. The owners, obviously, in better financial situations, they make money elsewhere, so they have more leverage. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I'm like I said, I'm very concerned. But yeah, I would love to get into some of that stuff even more. Obviously, if you guys want to talk about any more of that stuff in more detail, let me know either in the comments or on Instagram. Obviously, we got all our socials on the screen right down here somewhere. I'm trying to point. I'm terrible at this pointing thing, by the way. I don't know how these YouTubers do it. But other than that, thanks for supporting. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow. Hit that like button on this video so I can, if you're really liking the content, I can, construct it to what the people feeling. So other than that, I'm signing off. It's been already way longer than I wanted to go. So keep nerding it up, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace out.